Hello everybody and welcome to a new series on the channel called Board With Us. I'm your host David.
And I am your other host Shakira, and today we're going to actually go into one of our favorite board games that we actually found while in Alaska. It's called Master Labyrinth, which is pretty different than most of the games we've seen.
Yes, we picked it up at a thrift store and it's actually been one of our favorite games. Never even heard of it before, and this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this as our first game to review. Now, the series isn't going to be just to review the board games. It's also going to be showing how to set up the game and also how to play it. The game is made by a German company. It's been around since the late 1800s, called Ravensburger. They're known for quite a few different games.
Yeah, there's a few that you probably heard of. If you haven't, I mean, it's not going to be that big of a deal. There's, we have Scotland Yard. We also have Java, Quest, and their more popular one is Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and Ravensburger is also known for making jigsaw puzzles. They currently hold the record. Right now, they have a Disney-themed jigsaw puzzle that is 40,320 pieces.
That's just way too many.
Which is, I don't even know how you would begin to start. Like, usually you take a puzzle and you start with the edges, but 40,000
like,
pieces.
Do it on your table, but
40,000 pieces. Like, there's, I don't even know where you would put that together or where you'd begin. There'd be so many. Obviously, not a one-man job.
No.
But then afterwards, I don't even know what you're supposed to do with it. I guess you just leave it.
I wouldn't want to put it back in a box.
You don't just put it back in a box. I don't know. But anyways, they are known for having rather large puzzles as well. You can buy them on Amazon. I think that particular puzzle is like $500. So
least, I'm sure.
if you are a puzzle enthusiast, that might be one that you want to tackle. Yeah. So, anyways, there are other versions of the game that Shakira here is going to kind of go into.
Yeah, so basically the most current version of the game is actually electronic. And that one's more for the younger kids. This one is
kind of based for a younger audience.
Like this one's 10 and up, so this one is also pretty kid friendly. I'd say I prefer this one over any of the other
I
versions,
think from other reviews that I've read, a lot of people prefer the actual Master Labyrinth. I think there was another one that had something to do with dragons. That might be the electronic version. I don't know. There's one, I think the new one, you got collect gems or something. It's very kid friendly. It's got an electronic voice, which is, I watched a review on it. It's super annoying. No offense to people that like the game. I just prefer a nice, good old-fashioned board game. No electronic stuff.
Listen.
Yeah. You can just play with your friends, jump right into it.
I'd rather just read something if I have to.
Yeah. So anyways, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into how to set the game up. After you unbox the game, this is what you should have. You should have one game board, 34 maze tiles, 21 numbered tokens, 4 player figures, 12 magic wands, and 21 secret formula cards. Now, the game board already has 16 permanently placed maze tiles already on it. You're going to take the other 34 maze tiles and you're going to randomly place them around on the board. Don't worry if it doesn't connect to any kind of path or anything like that. The maze is constantly changing, and so what once might have looked like a dead end or a path to nowhere might actually end up being a path to the ingredient that you need, or who knows what. After you get the tiles on the board, you should be left with one tile. We're going to call this the key piece. This is the tile that we're going to use to move the board around at the beginning of each turn.
After getting all the tiles in place, the next step is to place all the number tokens onto the board. These tokens are going to go inside the outer ring of the board, but not on the player's starting tiles. The green highlighted areas on the board in this video are where we will place the tokens. The red highlighted areas will not have any tokens on them. These will need to be placed as randomly as possible. Try not to put too many of them in sequential order. You want to keep them random in order to make the game a bit more challenging and to provide a better experience.
Next, you will simply place the player tokens on the respective spots on the board, either white, red, blue, or yellow. Next, you'll give each player 3 magic wands. And last but not least, and probably the most important part, these secret formula cards hold certain ingredients which correspond with the numbered tokens that we placed on the board earlier, that player must retrieve from the maze to score more points. However, Other players might also have one of your ingredients on their formula card, so it becomes a race to see who can get to it first. Make sure you don't let others see or know which ingredients you are trying to retrieve, because they can take the ingredient and then you end up missing out on 20 points at the end of the game. Now we are going to go over the objective of the game and how to play. The objective of the game is to score as many points as possible. You score points by collecting tokens. Each token has a number on it representing how many points it is worth. So for example, token 15 is worth 15 points. Token 7 is worth 7 points. You can score additional points by collecting the token that is on your secret recipe card at the beginning of the game. You do not want to let other players see or know these special items, simply because you don't want them stealing that specific token. So for example, this card has number 17 on it. So if I was to take number 17, then I would have an additional 20 points, making it 37 points. However, you cannot just pick any token up that you want. Obviously, you would pick up the highest number tokens because they're worth the most amount of points. No, you have to pick up the tokens in numerical order, thus making each move a strategic, thought-filled play.
We will now go over moving the labyrinth. This is done at the beginning of each player's turn. You can move the labyrinth by taking the key tile and pushing it along any of the rows with a yellow arrow. We're going to go ahead and use this row right here. We'll put the key tile and push it in, and as you can see, the key tile now becomes part of the board. The tile that is pushed off is now the new key tile. If there's ever a token that is on the pushed off tile, we're going to go ahead and take that token and move it to the opposite side of the board. At the beginning of each player's turn, you can move any row that you want to, except for the one that had been previously moved. Next up is player movement. As you can see, certain tiles form certain paths. You can move your player along any of the paths that it is currently on. For example, I can move my player piece all the way over here to token 20, or I can move it south all the way down to token 18. I can also choose to keep my player on the tile that it is already on. It is all up to you. With that, we will begin. The youngest player always goes first, and since I'm the youngest, I'll go ahead and start. Remember, we have to collect the tokens in order, so I'm going to go ahead and go after token number 1. To start off, we have to move a row in the maze. I'm going to take the key tile and move this row right here, take the other tile away, and set it to the side. If we look at the board, you can see that a new path has been created, and it opens up to token number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and move my player piece, put it right here, collect token number 1, move it to my side, and end my turn.
Now it is my turn, and we are looking for token 2, which just so happens to be next to us. But first we have to move the labyrinth. Now we don't want to move the labyrinth in a way where we can't access token 2, such as going right down here, moving this up, would make token 2 unavailable for us to pick up. So what we're going to do is we're going to move a row in the labyrinth that is not going to affect us in any way, shape, or form, such as this row right here. So we'll take the key tile, push this over. Here's our new key tile. We're going to take our player, move it over to token 2, pick up token 2, and end our turn.
It is time to go after token 3. If we look at our recipe card, you can see that token 3 is listed. Because of this, we want to do everything we can in order to get token 3. If we're looking at the board, you can see that token 3 is pretty far out of our reach. Because of this, we're going to go ahead and use one of our wands. This wand allows us to take an extra turn. Before you can use a wand, you need to declare it at the beginning of your turn, and then discard it to the side, and then you can continue on as usual. We're going to go ahead and take our key tile, and we are going to start by taking this row and pushing it down like this. Move this tile, put it to the side. As we can see, there's a little bit of a path right here, so I'm going to take my player, and we're going to put it right there. Now we have one other turn left. We're going to go ahead and take this tile. When we have to move another row, we're going to go like this, push it aside, put the key tile to the side, and as you can see, a new path has been created. I'm going to go ahead and move that, and it brings us to token number 3. Take token 3, place it to the side, and end my turn.
Alright, so now that we have showed you how to play the game, how to set it up, we're going to go over reviewing our opinions on Master Labyrinth. Now, we've already done pretty much a few of our opinions because you know this is one of our favorite games. We stated that earlier.
We're going to give the reasons why.
Yes. Yes, this is definitely one of our favorite games. This is the reason why we decided to do it as our first game, our board game for the series. So, we have a couple different categories that we're going to rate them 1 to 10, 1 usually being the easiest, 10 being the hardest or most fun. We'll clarify when we do the category, yeah. So, our first category is setup. So, 1 being the easiest to set up, 10 being the most difficult to set up. What would you rate it?
Anywhere between a 2 and a 3. Just because there are a little bit, there's a lot of pieces. It can be a little bit overwhelming at first if you are new to the game. It is still super easy because there's not any exact place to put anything. It's all just pretty random.
Yeah, everything is very random. So, when you open the box, it might look like a lot of pieces. You know, there's the instructions, but they're all in here, and it might look like a lot of pieces. But the thing is everything is literally placed on here randomly. The tokens don't have to be in any specific place, except on specific tiles. But I mean, even the tokens don't have to be in order or anything. The tiles can be literally any direction.
Yeah, you can place them however you want.
Yeah, it's it's so random. You pick a random card. The setup, for me, I would give this setup a 2. A 1 being straight out of the box, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
So, so for me, I guess a 2 would be low 3. I would say low 3 if you're going to go with a 3.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. More like a 2.5 if we're doing halves.
Yeah, so 2.5. So our next category is going to be the gameplay. What we think about as far as the complexity of the game, the understanding of how to play the game. To me, I would give the gameplay probably a 4. I think it's a solid 4.
Yeah.
Maybe a 5 if you're really competitive and you're trying to really hard to just make sure that you win this game. I mean, obviously the objective is to win,
of course.
But you can get pretty
you can get pretty
competitive.
Technical with it too. I mean, you have to. It's kind of like chess in this aspect that you have to really know which path you're going to take, what part of the maze you're going to move before you do it. Because if you're going to use one of your wands to get your extra turn, you have to declare it right at the beginning of your turn.
Right.
If you don't do that, then you're screwed.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the wand. With the wand, you have to. That is something that you have to really think through because you're doing 2 moves in a row.
Exactly.
So you move this one, it's going to move all these pieces, and you're going to move another row. It's going to move all those pieces. So you're trying to place it in your head. Yeah, it's like a game of chess.
Well, and you don't want to take 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to keep it.
So yeah, the gameplay is actually pretty fast. For 2 people, I would say about 30 minutes. 4 people, 45 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, depending how long people take. But really, I mean, the game it's not hard to understand. It's very easy to explain.
Yeah,
like I said, it's all
not
random.
confusing at all.
I think the only part that you really have to know is just how to count up to 20, because you have to collect the numerical order.
That's the only really thing. Even the wand, which is the most complicated part, is very easy. It just gives you it gives you an extra turn.
Yeah, so easy to set up. We've already went over that. Easy to play. Not quite as easy as Gooey Louie, but it's Gooey Louie would be a 1. A 10 would be Mansions of Madness,
which is insane.
Which is very. Maybe you guys played it and you don't think so, but to me, I still haven't understood it.
So.
All right, and so now for the last category, the fun factor. What would you rate this overall after everything, all together? What would you rate this as a fun factor?
I would give it an 8, honestly. This is absolutely one of my favorite games. I've never won the game before. I'm still waiting for that to happen. But I love going back to it. I love playing it. I can play it, game after game. Honestly, it's just overall fun. It's enough. It has enough strategy, to keep things interesting and to keep my mind working. But it's also simple enough that it's kind of relaxing. And just something that I can just play over and over again.
Yeah, this is definitely a game. For me, I would rate it probably a solid 7. 8 getting into more games like Camel Up and Dominion, probably. I'd rate Dominion probably an 8.
Yeah.
But to me, it's more action-oriented type games. For a game that is pretty basic like this, I would definitely say probably a 7. Because it's fun. It's a good game to play with other adults, even not just
Very
kids.
much so. No, I could play with a bunch of adults. I mean, we're adults and we play all the time.
Yeah, this is a game that we play quite often.
Yeah.
It's easy setup. It's nice to just be able to open up the box, pretty much throw the game down, and it's almost ready to go. It's just moving tiles around and counting to 20.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. It's very relaxing, but at the same time, it still provides a challenge.
Well, yeah, each game is absolutely
different.
different.
It's always different. It will never, like,
It's
I don't know
never the
what
same.
I don't know what the rates are, like, for it to be the same. Like, it would be like 1 in a billion probably. If they play the game.
Yeah, I mean, you've
same
got
way twice.
You've got all the tiles. You've got the different maze pieces.
Maybe more than that. I don't know. It'd be crazy.
Just way too many.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. But yeah, it's always different. It still provides that challenge where it keeps you on the edge of your seat, like trying to think. But at the same time, it's very relaxing. But it's fun.
It's not too repetitive. Honestly,
it really isn't. I don't find it repetitive. I don't find it difficult. I don't find it boring. I find it very just kind of a relaxing, intriguing game.
Very much
and
so.
to me, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like being able. I don't like sitting down and having to go. Mansions of Madness is a game that I still don't understand because there's just so many pieces. I don't understand the instructions. Maybe I'm not reading them right. I don't know. Either way, that's a game that I think once I understood how to play it would be better. But then trying to explain that to somebody would be outrageous. Like,
and the fact that we haven't figured out the game yet, we've taken hours and watched reviews and read the instructions over. It would be way too complicated.
Yeah, to me,
somebody.
This is a fun game. This is an easy to set up game. It's just fun and relaxing. I don't know. I know we probably sound like broken records saying that.
I mean,
this is a good game to play when people come over.
Honestly.
It really is. It's just a great game. It's one of the reasons why we definitely chose this game to be number one that we wanted to review. So, anyways, that concludes our episode of Board With Us. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we're looking forward to doing other videos.
Yeah, hope you keep watching.
Yeah, as long as you guys keep watching and liking, then we have a few others that are in the making. So guys, thanks for watching.